So when it comes to Nechronomancer is the 2021 Chronomancer that is only obtainable via the Herma store in-game and the website. Now, when it comes to the in-game one, it's cost 6,000 ACs and the one on the website costs $20. Now, when it comes to the class, this class primarily focuses on farming aspect of the game, and it can be used in other playstyles, but mostly in farming, since this class scales really well in high HP mobs and really low cooldowns. Now, to actually use this class, you want to start with your 3 and then your 5. Now, your 3 buffs yourself with the haze and the crit chance, and the 5 debuffs the target and buffs yourself. The debuff is quite noticeable for the target because it does reduce the evasion and the hit chance, so it allows you to be more tanky in a way, I guess. But just note that only that is your debuff, and your auto is just a dot over time, which is not that really useful unless you want to take note of your 4th ability, which scales on your dot with your 1st ability. Now, when it comes to the actual abilities of this class, it does make use of the Chaos Rift, and I honestly don't know what's the difference between the Chaos Rift and the Tempo Rift, so don't quote me on that. So when it comes to this class uses the Chaos Rift, which is used on the 5th and the 4th ability. The 5th ability, you make use of the heal over time to heal yourself, and the 4th ability for scaling on the dot of the 4th ability, not the base damage. Now, just note that if you use Dauntless, you don't have to use your 1st ability when you are needing of HP, because Dauntless life steals and applies a DK, which nullifies the heal over time. Now, there are some other skills on this class, like your 3rd ability, which has like do extra damage while low HP, but honestly this class does reload damage. You won't actually notice the difference. It's more noticeable if you use like enhancements like Ravenous or Dauntless, because those scale really well. Now, when it comes to Teamfight, you can use Ravenous, although you want to mostly use Balance, because this class has low HP. So if you do not have a Paladin, you actually might have time struggling with this class. Now, you can use this class with like multi-targets of bosses, ultras. It does well with Ultra Engineer, it does well with Tendarius. So other than that, we won't be using that much for team fights. When it comes to actual solo play, you want to make use of multi-targets again, because the Chaos Rift scales really well with the amount of damage you do within 10 seconds being recorded. So the more damage you'll be doing, the more damage you'll be dealing out with the dot. Now, when it comes to like more 2 targets, you want to make use of the dot on the primary target, because it only applies to the primary target, not the more targets that you have. So ideally you want to nuke the 1 target with the Dauntless with your 2, and as soon as your target dies, just spam your 4th ability to apply the dot, which completely kills them. Now, when it comes to farming, this class does extremely well for any high HP mobs. It does well with harder hitters because it has some decent evasion, but not that much, but it has somewhat decent. And it does really well with hard hitters, because if you're having like your HP lower, Dauntless goes really crazy. Like, it does 30k crits. It's absolutely crazy the amount of damage it does. But when it comes to PvP, yeah, the PvP is a I wouldn't use this for PvP, because honestly you can just die easily with how low your HP is, and there's actually no mechanics would benefit you for, for PvP, since this class wants you to be lower HP. Have a nice day.